Hey, Steelers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video here on a Tuesday. Before we jump into all the latest injury stuff first, give this video a thumbs up to give all the Steelers who are injured right now your best well wishes. We hope these guys can go ahead and get back healthy sooner rather than later. Again, I have full updates on all the big injuries, including TJ Watt. Drop a like down below to wish them quick and speedy recovery coming up here over the next couple of days. All right, so as I mentioned, Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors here. We'll start with the latest injury updates. We'll go through all of them, and there are a lot. Some we know more about the actual, long-term effects, and some are still kind of up in the air. We'll start with the big one and the one that we all want updates on. That, of course, is the pass rusher TJ Watt. He, of course, is dealing with the hip and knee injury right now, which at first was like, oh my goodness, this could be very serious. Then we learned a little bit in the post-game it might not be that bad, and now we officially have word that he possibly could play on Sunday on Sunday Night Football when we travel up to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers at SoFi Stadium. Here was the NFL.com write-up on the TJ Watt situation, all centered around Ian Rappaport's latest report. Quote, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport reported Monday on NFL Now, there is little, if any, structural damage to Watt's hip and knee, per a source informed of the situation. Rappaport added that Watt is sore, and if there were a game today, he wouldn't be able to play. The good news is, from the test suggests Watt might be able to play this week against Los Angeles Chargers, and if he has to miss a game, the absence should be brief, as little as one game. So we start right off the bat with good news. Very little structural damage inside the knee and also around the hip area. Very, very sore, and so unlikely to play if it were to be, a game Tuesday or a game Wednesday or maybe like a Thursday Night Football matchup. But the fact it is Sunday, and more specifically Sunday Night Football up there in what won't be cold Los Angeles, is all good news, I think, for the chances that Watt goes ahead and plays. And they're going to need him. I mean, this is a very important, if anything, wildcard battle in the AFC for a wildcard tiebreaker, because the Chargers are just going to be probably one of those teams battling for a 5 seed or a 6 seed. If the Steelers win the division, you don't have to worry about it. But if they lose the division and have to go ahead and go for a wildcard spot, then this game is going to be very, very important. Next injury update is really the best offensive lineman the Steelers have had this year. That is Kevin Dotson, who went down with an ankle injury. He's expected to go on short-term IR. It's not season-ending, which is good news. Remember, he was carted off the football field, and a lot of people said, oh, this could be a season-ending ankle injury. It does not seem to be that way based on everything that I have read. He'll go on short-term IR and most likely be back in the next couple of weeks. Got to be out for at least 3 weeks if you go on short-term IR. Of course, Minkah Fitzpatrick is still on the COVID list. Of course, joining Big Ben Roethlisberger. Both need negative tests within 24 hours of each other in order to go ahead and not be on the COVID list, to get off the COVID list as well. This would be a big blow, but I do think that Minkah is going to be able to get off the COVID list. I'm not sure if he's vaccinated or not. The reports suggest that he is. Obviously, we know from the Aaron Rodgers situation, if he is unvaccinated, it's 10 days before he can go ahead and have a chance to test negative and come back. If he is vaccinated, then his chances of playing are obviously a lot higher because he just needs basically 24 hours symptom-free and back-to-back 24 hours apart negative tests to get him back within the football team and back playing. So I expect Minkah to be good to go for Sunday against the Chargers as well as Ben Roethlisberger. Now, if there are any updates to any of these injuries over the next couple of days, TJ Watt has a setback, or he gets cleared to play on Sunday, we'll cover it here on the channel. So go down below and subscribe to our Steelers channel as we try to get you guys the latest and greatest Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors, as Megan and myself kind of tag team this channel to give you guys everything that's going on in the world of the black and gold, as we have a lot of our black and yellow, I should say. We have plenty of more videos coming up the next couple of days and weeks. Go down below and hit that subscribe button. Another injury update here, of course, is Joe Hayden. It's a foot injury. He went down against the Lions. Everybody went down. I mean, the field conditions were terrible with the rain, the sleet, and the snow. It is not serious, though, and expects to be able to be good to go to play on Sunday. This could have been a lot worse. Again, very similar to, I would say, the Dotson injury, although his is an ankle and this is a foot, so he's able to avoid major injuries and should be good to go ahead and play on Sunday when we go ahead and play a very good Charger team. You're going to need Hayden out there in order to slow down the legs of Mike Williams and, of course, Keenan Allen as well, as Herbert's been loving those guys on the outside. Final injury update, of course, is Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the only update is that there is no update. Still on the COVID list. Remember, he self-reported that he was having symptoms on Saturday night, did not play on Sunday, and so the fact that he is still on the COVID list tells us that he probably is experiencing symptoms, because even if you're a vaccinated player, if you're having symptoms, then coming back is a little bit slower than if you didn't have symptoms, just had a contact tracing test or a positive test, symptom-free, and then another negative test. So no update on Big Ben, but again, I'd be shocked if he misses the game on Sunday. If there is an update there, if he turns out he has serious symptoms or he's been down and out for the past couple of days, we'll update you guys here on the channel. But I think Big Ben is supposed to be good to go. We should get an update maybe today, maybe this afternoon, maybe later on in the week in terms of Wednesday or Thursday. Out of all these injuries, there's a lot of them. The big 5 ones are right here. Which injury concerns you the most? Let me know who that is down below in the comment section. I would say Dotson, because he's the really long-term one, because Watt avoided major injury, Hayden avoided major injury, and then Minka and Big Ben will be back from the COVID list sooner rather than later. So give me your biggest injury concern out of the 5 down below right now. All right, we move on to a very interesting, I think, do we call it conspiracy theory that has come from the post-game press conference of one Joe Schobert, after the Lion tie? Well, if you're on Twitter, you know what this is. If you're not on Twitter, let me explain. So, of course, the Steelers defense got a lot of criticism after really struggling to tackle, mightily in that Lions game. And the fact that the Detroit Lions were able to even, play for a tie is disappointing for all Steelers fans. Of course, we all watched the game. It was not pretty. They struggled a lot during most of the game against the winless Lions, and it got to the point where in the post-game press conference, Schobert hinted that the defense isn't taking practice seriously. And whenever he said that, we all kind of went, oh, wait, is he calling out the fact that guys aren't practicing hard and saying that's the reason why they almost lost the game to the Lions? Well, you be the deciding factor here. Throw up the Schobert quote here from the post-game press conference on Sunday night. Quote, yes, it's something we have to go and execute. It's hard to execute in the middle of the season at practice, so it's something we have to work on and get ourselves in those positions. Take practice seriously to improve upon it. All right, well, what do we do with that? Again, a lot of people are going to want to jump on this and say, oh my gosh, the Steelers are not practicing well at all. Let's hope that this isn't a real problem. I'm going to go ahead and give the Steelers defense the benefit of the doubt and say that Schobert is just trying to kind of motivate his guys and say that it's not really a big deal. Maybe they need to focus a little bit more in practices, but overall, not necessarily like they're not focused at all in practices. So let's just hope this is not a big deal, because if it's true that they are not taking practice seriously, then it's kind of like, what are we doing, guys? There are some very big-time veteran leaders on that defense. Joe Hayden, Minka Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt, obviously Schobert. There are a lot of really, really good players, and if the defense is, slacking off in practice, it's kind of sad they can't go ahead and, get some leaders around and kind of get people straightened out. So I'm going to go ahead and hope this is not a big deal and not really a true indicator of necessarily what the practices look like, but at the same time, the defense, especially this past week, was the tackling has been an issue. I know you don't tackle a lot in practice during the week and during the season. That's what Schobert is mentioning, but still, if this is true, it's not a good look. If it's not true, which I think it probably is not, then not to worry about, not necessarily a big concern. What is your confidence level in the Steelers right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? Sitting there coming off a tie, you didn't lose, but you didn't win, rattling it out right now for a possible division crown, maybe a wild card spot, your confidence level on a scale 1 to 10. Let me know what that is down below in the comments section right now. Okay, before we go ahead and get into the final story of the day, quick shout out to our friends at BetUS and my one-stop shop and best spot to go ahead and get my bets of the week in, as I do 5 bets every single week for all of the other shows I do on Chat Sports, and they're doing a crazy good promo code for first-time signer-uppers, as we'll call them here, for BetUS. Chatsports.com/bet. Use that promo code Steelers125. Get that 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up, meaning if you're a first-time better on BetUS, you put the $100 deposit down, use our promo code and our link, and you get $225 in terms of betting money, because it turns your $100, but it makes it a $125 deposit bonus, and it turns it into $225. So jump in on the betting game. Do it with our friends at BetUS. Again, chatsports.com/bet. That promo code is Steelers125. Okay, final storyline here, again, comes via the post-game press conference on Sunday, and it has to do with the fact that Najee Harris apparently did not know the rules of NFL overtime, which is again, I don't know why they say this out loud, because it just does not make them sound like, it's just not a smart thing to do. It doesn't sound like, how do you not know what the overtime rules are? So, of course, the tie on Sunday is not just a tie. It's a tie against a winless Lions team, which makes it look even worse. And really, they should have lost the game, because the Lions had a chance with a field goal there in overtime, and, of course, they missed it. Now, we travel to L.A. this Sunday, which means, you can turn things around and get a nice win in front of a national audience on Sunday Night Football. But again, the fact that Harris did not know the rules is a little bit kind of a head scratcher. I know he's a rookie, but still, it's okay, all right, here's what he said. We'll throw it up on the screen right now. Quote, I didn't even know you could tie in the NFL. In my mind, I was sitting on the bench saying, I've got another quarter to go. But someone came to me and said, that's it. I never had a tie in my life before, end quote. How do you not know the rules? I love Najee Harris. I'm not going to rip on him here. He's a rookie. But how do you not know the rules being someone who watches the National Football League? We all watch the National Football League, and ties aren't necessarily unicorns in the NFL. It happens. It happens almost every single year over the past couple of years. Plus, how do you not have people walking up and down the sideline, giving them just a quick little update? Hey, next score wins. Or, hey, we're at 3 minutes left in the game, and then it's going to end. The fact that no one is, updating these guys on the NFL rules, the fact they don't even know the NFL rules, it's come on, Najee. It's not a good look. And then, even even if you didn't realize that tie would happen, don't admit that in front of a camera, because then we all kind of talk about it here as we're doing right now on the channel. So, not a big deal. I don't think it would have mattered either way if he knew that there was a tie or not a tie, but it's like, man, how do you not know what the NFL rules are? You play in the NFL, you make a lot of money, and you've probably been a fan of the NFL. I'm just a fan, and I obviously know what the rules are, and you guys probably do too. Let me just confirm that. Like, the rule, there are ties in the NFL, right? Like, you would agree that you knew that this was a rule before the game on Sunday. If you did know this was a rule, type Y down below for yes. If you did not, go down below and type N down below for no. All right, ultimate day on our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video. Plenty more content coming up later on this week. Of course, Megan has you guys covered for all of the rest of the week here as we get you guys the latest and greatest Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor. Hoping for good health and well wishes to all the injured Steelers. Get back and ready to go for a big battle on Sunday Football against the Chargers. For our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video, I'm Thomas Mott, signing off for the rest of your day.